Okay, viewers, this is one of our first class for chemistry. So we'll be dealing with stoichiometry, which is mole concept. That's the first aspect we'll be dealing with now for this chemistry. So it's going to be a long series. This is going to be episode 1 of it. So episode 1 of our mole concept class. Episode 1. Now, the basic things you need to understand: the amount of substance is measured in mole. Amount of substance is measured in mole. So everything you calculate is going to be in mole or gram per mole or gram per dm³ based on what you're calculating, whether it is the mass or the volume. So the key concept you must understand now: mole is the quantity of substance in the body. The first thing you must know is that mole is what? Mass over molar mass. And I believe you've understood what molar mass is. So if you don't understand what molar mass is, I'll drop a link in the description to understanding molar mass. Mole is also volume over molar volume. And you must note that every gas occupies 22.4 dm³ as its volume. Molar volume of every gas. Molar volume of gas is what? 22.4 dm³. So whenever we are dealing with molar volume, that is a constant we have over there. So we'll start by taking some questions on this mole concept. So let's take the first question. It says, if 200 centimeter cube of a gas at STP has a mass of 0.268, so this is question 18 gram, what is its molar mass? So what is molar mass? So we're asked to find the molar mass in this case. So we're going to state our parameters first of all. The first thing they gave you there is what? The molar. They gave you the volume of the gas. So volume is 200 cm³. Then they said the mass is what? 0.268 gram. Now they ask to find molar mass. If you look closely at our formula there, the only formula that has molar mass is what? The first one. So if I must solve for molar mass, I need to know my mole and my mass. Unfortunately, I only have my mass. I don't have my mole. So, but I can find my mole. So I know that molar volume of a gas is 22.4 dm³. But this my volume is in cm³. So I convert to dm³. How do I convert to dm³? Divide by what? 1000. So 200 divided by 1000 gives me 0.2 dm³. Now I'm going to find my mole using the formula volume over molar volume. What is my volume? 0.2. What is my molar volume? 22.4. This is going to be a long class, so we're going to take it gradually for understanding. 0.2 divided by 22.4 to give you 8.9 times 10 raised to power minus 3. So 8.9 times 10 raised to power minus 3. That is the mole I got there. Now, going on further, since I've gotten the mole, now I'm going to go solve my molar mass. And my molar mass is going to be, we're going to use this first formula. What is my formula for mole there? Mole is mass over molar mass. So if I have mole is mass over molar mass, so my mole which I've gotten is what? 8.9 times 10 raised to power minus 3 is equals to mass. Mass is 0.268 over what? Molar mass. How do I progress further on this? I'm going to cross multiply, or I swap their position. Molar mass comes here, and then this other one goes down. So I'll be having molar mass is equals to 0.268 over 8.9 times 10 raised to power minus 3. So I'm going to divide now with my calculator. 0.268 divided by 8.9 times 10 raised to power minus 3. That is giving me 30 gram per mole. So that is molar mass for that question. So let's go on further to question number 2. Question number 2 here says, consider the equation. Consider the following equation. What's the equation? C2H4 plus B of oxygen giving you 2 of CO2 plus H2O, 2 of it. So let's check first of all if the equation is balanced. Carbon here is 2. Carbon here is 2. This is 2 carbon. Hydrogen here is 4. 4. This is 4 hydrogen. Oxygen here is 6. This is 2 times 2, 4. And 2 oxygen is 6. So consider the equation. That's what they told us to do. After considering, they told us the volume of oxygen at XTP that will be required to burn 14 grams of ethene. They told us that the volume of oxygen that will be required to burn 14 grams of ethene. Ethene is dash. So we are looking for the volume of oxygen that we need to burn 14 grams of ethene. Said is dash. What are we looking for? Volume of oxygen. This is the oxygen here that you need to burn 14 grams of ethene. Please, I want to believe you can identify ethene here. If you cannot, we'll try to drop in the comment section the link to our organic class where we introduced the alkane, alkene, and alkyne series. So what we're looking for now is volume of this oxygen, but then they give you 14 grams of ethene. This is your ethene here. This is ethene. So the mass, this mass is already given. So with that mass given, I have the mass of this as 14 grams. I'm writing it under it, but for the volume, I'm looking for the volume. Yeah. Moving on further, the only way I can find the volume of this is if I use this formula. I don't have I know molar volume because molar volume is a constant, which is 22.4. So what I need to do now is to find the mole ratio for oxygen so that I can solve for volume. And this is the only quantity that was given, so I need to find the molar mass of C2H4 to get my mole. So how do I solve for molar mass? If you have forgotten, this is it now. C2H4. In most questions, they will give you in bracket the atomic mass. Carbon is actually 12. So that's 12 times 2 plus hydrogen is actually 1. That's 1 times 4. So 12 times 2 is what? 24. 24 plus 4 gives you 28 gram per mole. So that's the molar mass of 18. So with this, I can find the mole, which is mass over molar mass. That gives me 14 over 28, which will give me 0.5 mole. But you notice that for the 18, it's only one molecule of this that is adding to 3 molecules of oxygen. So we need to know, get the mole ratio. If one mole is 0.5, one molecule is 0.5 mole, then what will be 3 molecules of this oxygen? So at the right hand side now, we're going to solve that. If 1 mole of this 18 is 0.5 mole, then 3 of this oxygen, we are looking for the mole. X times 1 is X. 3 times 0.5 is 1.5 mole. So that's the mole there. So mole is 1.5. Now we can solve for volume. We know our formula for mole is what? Volume over molar volume. So how do we progress from here? Mole is 1.5. 1.5 is equals to your volume unknown. Molar volume 22.4. Of course, you are going to cross multiply. And then as you cross multiply, 1.5 is going to multiply. So we have volume is equals to 1.5 times 22.4. 1.5 multiply 22.4. You're going to have 33.6. 33.6 dm cubed. That is your volume for the oxygen gas. So follow along, and next class we continue.